Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are wrestling with a specter that I think haunts literally every single one of us,
Oh, absolutely.
regardless of your technical skill level. I'm talking about digital chaos. You know, the downloads folder is just a landfill of files you vaguely remember needing.
hmm
Your desktop is a visual representation of a panic attack, and your cloud drives are just breeding duplicates faster than you can hit delete.
It's the universal clutter crisis.
Hmm.
And, unlike physical clutter, it's invisible right up until the moment you're in a high-stress scramble to find one specific document from 6 months ago.
Exactly.
So our mission today is to take the best insights from our sources and really extract a clear 5-step blueprint. We're going to build a digital file system that is, at its core, simple, scalable, and most critically searchable for you.
Absolutely. We're moving beyond just a weekend cleanup and diving into, well, architecture. And this isn't platform specific either, is it?
Not at all. The guide we're breaking down is designed to work across your whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
Your PC, your Mac, your Google Drive, Dropbox, whatever.
Even your phone.
Even your phone.
Yeah.
If we follow this, we can drastically reduce that clutter, save valuable time, and just eliminate those awful "where did I save that" moments forever.
All right, let's do it.
So let's not waste time. We start with phase 1, the cold, hard assessment, which leads right into designing your foundation.
Step 1 is painful, but it's entirely necessary. Assess and declutter. You have to open the doors to the basement. You have to inventory those major folders, documents, downloads, desktop, and identify your personal chaos zones.
And for most people, it's downloads.
For me, it's always downloads, that digital junk drawer where everything goes to die.
And this is where you have to be, well, a little ruthless. First, trash the obvious junk. Old installers, temp files, anything you instantly recognize as obsolete.
The low-hanging fruit.
Exactly. Then, target the duplicates. And our sources are very clear on this. Don't try to find them manually. You'll go crazy.
Yeah, that sounds impossible.
Just use a specialized tool. Something like Duplicate Cleaner for Windows or Gemini 2 for Mac. They automate that initial massive garbage removal. It's an immediate satisfying win.
Okay, but what about the stuff that isn't junk, but I haven't opened it in 8 months? The files you feel like you might need someday.
Right.
That's where the analysis paralysis hits me, because I am terrified of deleting something essential.
That terror is exactly why the archive rule exists. For items you don't use every day, like, say, project files from last year or old invoices, move them. Put them in a dedicated, clearly named location.
Like an archive folder.
Yeah, archive YYY, so archive 2023. And ideally, you move that whole folder to an external drive or a separate, less synced cloud location. It just gets it out of your daily working environment without destroying it.
I love that. And to conquer that fear of deletion, the sources give us a fantastic metric, the 1 to 2 year rule.
Correct. If you haven't opened a file in 1 to 2 years, and it's not a permanent record.
So not tax documents or core family photos.
Exactly. If it's not one of those, you either delete it or you archive it immediately.
And the best advice we found to not get overwhelmed by this is to just set a timer, right?
Yes, just 1 hour. Deal with one category, like downloads, for 60 minutes, and then stop when the timer goes off. It breaks the whole massive task into manageable chunks.
Okay, so we deleted the dead weight. Now we move to step 2, which is design. We stop removing and start actually building the architecture, a logical, hierarchical folder structure.
This is the critical design phase.
Yeah.
Your goal is a structure that moves logically from broad categories down to specific details. And the sources insist on a non-negotiable limitation at the root level.
The very top folder.
Your top folders.
Yeah.
You have to limit them to about 5 to 8 clear, high-level categories.
Wait, 5 to 8. That sounds, I don't know, incredibly restrictive. What if I run 3 separate small businesses from this one computer, plus I handle all my family finances? How am I supposed to fit all that into just 5 folders?
That's a great question, and it really highlights the point of the root level. Those top folders are meant for quick browsing, not deep storage.
Okay.
So if you run 3 businesses, they would all live under the root folder, work or professional, and then you use the next level down to segment them.
So work business A, work business B.
Exactly. If you create 20 root folders, you're just searching again. You're defeating the goal of simplicity right at the start.
So simplicity at the very top, and then the complexity is handled one level down. I get it.
Precisely. And while you do need subfolders, you have to avoid going down these rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Keep your subfolder depth to 3 or 4 levels max. We're always favoring a broad, flatter structure over deep, nested mazes.
Can you get an example of a good structure?
Sure. Think about a clear path, like work clients, client name, year, and then inside that you have your invoices, contracts, notes. It's 4 levels. It's completely clear and easy to navigate.
And a quick setup tip I saw, before you even create these folders on your hard drive, sketch this out on paper or in a mind mapping tool. You have to verify that this exact structure can be mirrored across your local machine and your cloud service to maintain that system integrity.
That idea of consistency brings us directly to step 3, which is the absolute pivot point of this entire system.
Okay.
This is where organization stops being about tidiness and starts being about instant retrieval. We have to implement standardized naming conventions.
This is so non-negotiable. If you listen to nothing else, listen to this. Chronological consistency is power. You must use dates in the YYYYMMDD format.
The year, month, day format.
Now, I know what you're thinking. It looks clunky, it takes an extra second to type, but the benefit is just staggering.
The benefit is universal chronological sorting. When you use 2025-11-17 meeting notes, your operating system sorts those files correctly.
No matter what.
No matter what. It doesn't care when the file was last opened or modified. It doesn't care what platform you're on. If you use, say, 11-17-2025, your computer tries to sort it by the number 11. It just breaks the chronological order.
Right, it messes up the whole year.
This format is the key to perfect automated order.
But we can extend that to folders too, right? Prefixing them with numbers for a custom order.
Precisely. So your most critical folders appear instantly at the top. 01 inbox, 02 active projects, 03 reference.
I love that.
And now for the files themselves. We need to replace these chaotic, emotional file names with structured data. The suggested format is a powerhouse. Date category description version .ext.
Let's illustrate the pain point here, because we've all done this. We've all named a file, document, final2.docs.
Oh yeah, or final for Elvis time.
I once accidentally sent the wrong draft of a major report to a client because one was labeled report final for edited jr.pdf and another was report final client approved.pdf. I spent 10 minutes opening files just trying to figure out which was which.
That cognitive load is the definition of digital debt. Now compare that chaos to 2025-11-17 report client xv3.docs.
So much clearer.
It tells you the project, the date, the content, and the version instantly without even opening it.
And we have to reiterate that simple formatting rule that causes so many problems. Use underscores or hyphens, not spaces.
Yes, and strictly avoid special characters. No exclamation points, no hashtags. Those characters interfere with global search and cross-platform syncing.
And that's the moment I think people listening will panic, thinking, I have 5,000 files, I can't rename them all.
But you don't have to. You automate this. You have to automate it to enforce the consistency we just designed.
Thank goodness. Renaming hundreds of files manually sounds like an immediate way to just abandon the whole system. What are the tools?
For bulk renaming, Windows users should look at bulk rename utility. It's amazing. Mac users can use the built-in automator or a simple tool called Name Changer.
And how long does that take to learn?
It's an investment of maybe 30 minutes to learn the tool, which saves you hundreds of hours in the long run. They can take hundreds of files and apply your specific standardized rules in seconds.
And for photos, they often have completely cryptic names from the camera.
Yeah, for photos, our sources suggest using specialized tools like Adobe Lightroom or even consumer-level stuff like Google Photos to auto-tag them based on the date they were taken or location data. That removes the most tedious manual sorting task instantly.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that brings us logically to step 4, automation. We built the system, now we need to stop fighting it and make the technology fight for us. The Downloads folder is the first line of defense.
It is the gateway of chaos. If your Downloads folder is a mess, you are manually doing a job that software should be handling for you. How do we automate that?
We use rule-based filing. Tools like Hazel for Mac or Dropit for Windows let you set up rules. For example, any PDF file automatically goes into Documents Finances. Any ZIP file goes straight to Projects Temp.
So it never even hits the Downloads folder for more than a second.
Exactly. It eliminates the daily manual sorting of new content and prevents files from ever cluttering your desktop.
I love that idea of preventative sorting. Automation also extends to search power itself, though. We need to make sure our computers are actually optimized to find the files we so carefully named.
Absolutely. You need to ensure your computer has full text search and indexing enabled. That's Windows Index V options and Spotlight on a Mac. And for Windows users, the tool Everything is an absolute must-have.
Why that one specifically?
It searches across your entire index system almost instantly. It just leverages those standardized naming conventions you just implemented and gives you results in a fraction of a second.
Wow. Okay, so we also can't talk about digital permanence without talking about backup. If the system is beautiful but it's fragile, what good is it?
This is the safety net, and it's critical. We need to follow the 3-2-1 rule.
Okay, break that down.
It means you must have 3 total copies of your data. 2 of those copies must be local, so on your PC on an external hard drive, and 1 must be offsite.
Why is that offsite copy, that crucial one, so important? Can't I just use 2 external hard drives and keep one in my desk drawer?
You could, but think about a catastrophic event, a fire, a flood, even ransomware. If all 3 of your copies are local in your house and disaster strikes, you lose everything.
Right.
That offsite copy, using a secure cloud service like Backblaze or iCloud, it ensures geographic separation. It gives you redundancy. If you skip this, all the organization in the world is moot if your hard drive fails
Or gets stolen.
or gets stolen. So you have to schedule those backups weekly, minimum.
That's a powerful distinction. So finally, step 5 is maintenance. The daily, weekly, and monthly habits to sustain this beautiful new system.
Maintenance is preventative medicine. You need to implement a tiny 2-minute end-of-day ritual.
Just 2 minutes?
Just 2 minutes to process new downloads and emails. You should also create a temporary folder, call it to sort or inbox, and treat it like inbox 0 for your files. Clear that folder weekly. Don't let new files linger for months.
And as you grow, you need to scale the system intelligently. You mentioned folders shouldn't get too deep, but what happens when my photos folder grows to 500 gigabytes?
When a folder gets too large and unwieldy, you scale by splitting it broadly, not deeply. So instead of just photos, you split it into photos by year by event.
Ah, so it keeps the depth manageable, 3 levels, but allows for massive expansion.
Exactly. And finally, remember security. For sensitive files, use system encryption, like BitLocker for Windows or File Vault for Mac.
Okay, before we synthesize this for everyone, let's quickly run through the common pitfalls that undermine even the best laid plans.
Right. Ignoring the core rules is the downfall. First, don't overcategorize. Too many folders just creates confusion.
Second, stop relying on your desktop as long-term storage. It's visual clutter. It increases anxiety.
Third, avoid inconsistent naming. That just creates endless duplicates and confusion. And critically, you have to remember to sync your mobile files into the system. If you ignore the documents and photos on your phone, your system is totally incomplete.
What stands out to me is the immediate payoff here. You don't have to conquer all 5 steps at once.
Not at all.
You can start this deep dive by just tackling one category, your downloads or your documents folder. And within 1 or 2 hours, using those bulk renaming tools, you will see massive improvements.
You're fundamentally shifting from a process where searching for a document takes minutes of frustrating scrolling.
To a process where retrieval is instant, because you have standardized names and tags.
And if the overarching goal of this entire system is to be simple, scalable, and searchable, then we've learned that inconsistency in naming, in structure, and crucially in maintenance is the single greatest cause of digital debt.
It's the cost you pay later for the 2 minutes you save today.
Exactly.
So if the tools and the architecture are all there, what's the last barrier? What stops people?
I think the provocative question for you to consider is this. If the system breaks down because of inconsistent naming or a few missed monthly audits, how much time and cognitive energy are you truly saving by skipping that preventative maintenance?
Right.
The maintenance isn't a chore. It's an investment that guarantees your future freedom from all this digital chaos.
A great challenge to leave everyone with. Go implement that YYYMMDD standard today and enjoy the blissful simplicity of knowing exactly where everything is. We'll see you on the next deep dive.